picture this. You walk into your family living room, right? And your mother is like physically shaking with rage.
Okay, that is a slightly terrifying mental image to start with.
Right. She is pounding the coffee table, literally screaming that the government is evil and that they are legally confiscating everyone's life savings.
Wow.
Yeah, that is exactly what happened to a mutual friend of ours, Mickey, just a few days ago. So welcome back, Sip&Talkers.
Let me guess. Did he eat himself into absolute bankruptcy during another one of his legendary turkey rice marathons down in Chiayi, and his mom had to bail him out?
Oh, I mean, if only it were poultry related, that would be so much easier to fix. No, Mickey went home to visit, and he basically walked right into this massive family political meltdown.
Oh, boy.
And it was all triggered by a single message his mom saw in her Line chat group.
Ah, yes. The family chat group. Truly the absolute front line of modern information warfare. So what was the doomsday message this time around?
The message claimed that if you pay into Taiwan's national pension system your entire life, but you happen to die before the age of 65, your family gets 0 funeral benefits, 0 pension, absolutely nothing.
Okay, wait, 0.
0. It claimed the state just legally pockets your entire lifetime of savings.
Well, I mean, you can immediately see why that would trigger a visceral reaction. That sounds awful.
Exactly. But here is the massive irony of the whole situation. Mickey literally fact-checks international news and AI misinformation for a living.
Right, that's his actual day job.
Yes. So he was just standing there in his mom's living room, completely stunned, watching his own mother's brain get entirely hacked by internet trolls. So, he sent out an SOS.
Which I guess brings us to our mission for today. We're doing a deep dive into this exact rumor to save Mickey's mom and, well, anyone else who has been panicked by it.
Yes, we are.
We're going to cross-reference actual Ministry of Health and Welfare statutory regulations, analyze some reports from disinformation cracking databases, and really look at cognitive psychology research.
It's going to be a big one.
Yeah, we need to expose exactly how modern cognitive warfare precision strikes our psychological defenses.
Totally. So let's jump right into the law itself, because we have to separate the actual statutes from the rumor.
Right, facts first.
Always. The core lie driving this entire panic is the idea that dying before 65 means your family gets nothing. So what do the statutes actually say?
Well, the reality is literally the exact opposite of the rumor.
Wait, really? The exact opposite?
Yeah, 100%. The period before you turn 65 is actually when your family's financial protection is at its strongest.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So if you pass away before turning 65, meaning you die while you are still in what the system calls the active insurance phase, your family is legally guaranteed a funeral benefit.
Okay, how much is that?
It's a lump sum equal to 5 months of the insured amount. Right now, that's exactly 105,515 new Taiwan dollars.
Wow, okay. That is definitely not 0.
Not even close to 0. Plus, eligible family members, like, a spouse or kids, they get a monthly survivor pension of at least $4,049.
Okay, wait, hold on. I'm a little confused now. If the law explicitly guarantees a $105,000 payout, how does a rumor like this even start?
That is the million-dollar question.
Because, someone couldn't have just completely hallucinated this out of thin air, right?
No, they didn't. And this is where it gets incredibly insidious. Disinformation campaigns rarely use complete fabrications anymore.
Because it's too easy to debunk.
Exactly. They rely on what we call the 10% truth.
The 10% truth. Okay, explain that.
So there was a real extreme administrative edge case in mid-May of 2026 that basically sparked this entire firestorm.
Okay, what happened?
A citizen who was single and had no children died just days after turning 65.
Oh, man. That's so sad.
It is.
Yeah.
And because they had crossed that 65-year threshold, the system automatically transitioned them out of the active insurance phase we just talked about.
Okay, but wait, if they cross the 65-year threshold, shouldn't they just, automatically get the old age pension? Why would the money just get stuck in a void?
Logically, yes. They absolutely should just get the pension. But, bureaucracies don't always operate on logic.
Oh, don't I know?
They operate on paperwork. So here was the exact mechanism of the glitch. To transition from the active phase to the payout phase, the deceased person needed to have submitted a physical application form while they were alive.
Wait, a physical piece of paper?
Yep. And because they died just days after their birthday, they just hadn't filed the paperwork yet.
Oh, wow. I see.
And because they were single with no dependents, there were no qualifying family members to claim that separate low-income survivor pension.
Right.
So, strictly according to the bureaucratic rules at that specific moment in time, the money was legally stuck.
Wow. So it's basically a massive blind spot in how the system transitions people between different tiers of benefits.
Precisely. Think of it like a tiered gym membership.
Okay, a gym membership I'm tracking.
Imagine you've been paying for the standard plan every single month for 20 years. The gym has a rule that when you turn 65, you automatically qualify for the elite lifetime VIP plan.
Sounds like a great gym.
Right. But to activate it, you have to physically walk up to the front desk and sign a new waiver.
Okay, following you.
So you turn 65, your standard plan is instantly canceled because you aged out of it. But on your way to the front desk to sign the waiver for the VIP plan, you have a heart attack.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
The computer system doesn't know what to do. You aren't in the standard tier anymore, but you haven't officially activated the VIP tier.
Right, it's just a structural transition flaw.
Exactly. But just because there is a blind spot in the administrative software doesn't mean the gym owner has, absconded with your money in a massive Ponzi scheme.
That makes total sense. But honestly, it is still incredibly infuriating. I mean, I can totally see why the family of that person was upset.
Oh, they had every right to be. It was a
Okay.
terrible user experience, completely frustrating.
But here's the most crucial part that all those group chat rumors conveniently leave out. Because of that exact edge case blowing up online, the government actually patched the bug.
They did. Very quickly, actually.
Right. On May 19th, 2026, the Ministry of Health and Welfare officially overhauled the policy. Old age pensions are now just automatically approved and dispersed.
No physical application required.
Zero. None at all. As long as you are alive in the month you turn 65, the system automatically processes the payment.
That's a huge relief.
Totally. Even if you pass away a few days later, the money is routed directly to your account, and your family can claim it easily.
So the blind spot was identified and the administrative gap was completely closed.
Which, brings up a massive question. If the bug was fixed so quickly on May 19th, why is Mickey's mom reading a doomsday message about it today?
Oh. Well, that brings us to the anatomy of modern cognitive warfare.
Let's get into it.
There are highly partisan bad actor accounts, like small to mid-sized echo chambers, whose primary function isn't actually to share news.
Right. They aren't journalists.
Not at all. Their function is to act as laundering nodes. They take a local grievance, strip away all the context, and just weaponize it.
But why use this specific, complicated pension story? If your goal is just to make people mad at the government, why not just make up a much simpler lie from scratch?
Because 100% fabrication is just too easy for your brain to debunk.
True.
If I tell you the sky is neon green, you just look out the window, see it's blue, and instantly dismiss me. You don't even think about it.
Right. I think you were crazy.
But if I use the 10% truth formula, I can bypass your critical thinking entirely. It's essentially a Trojan horse for your brain's antivirus software.
Ooh, a Trojan horse. How does that work in this context? I love that analogy.
So the 10% truth in this case, a real viral D-card post about the 65-year-old whose funds actually got stuck, that is the win horse.
Okay.
When your brain scans the rumor, it checks that one specific detail. It Googles the D-card post, says, yep, that's real wood. There really was a guy who didn't get his money.
And so your brain just drops its defenses.
Right. Your brain opens the gates and lets the horse in.
And hidden inside the horse is the 90% exaggeration?
Exactly. Once inside, the narrative unloads the lie. It says, the government is systematically confiscating everyone's money.
Wow.
The bad actors intentionally hide the fact that the person was over 65. They hide the fact that they had no eligible dependents, and they completely erase the May 19 policy fix.
That is so manipulative. Okay, but what is the ultimate goal here? Cui bono? Who actually benefits from making a bunch of everyday citizens terrified about their retirement funds?
Well, the target isn't really the pension system. The target is the social contract itself.
The social contract.
Right. It's the foundational unspoken agreement that citizens will pay into a system and the state will protect them in return.
The basis of, our whole society.
Exactly. By manufacturing this intense collective sense of deprivation, by making citizens feel systematically robbed, foreign adversaries and malicious domestic actors can destroy public trust in democratic institutions.
Which is terrifying.
It is. If you believe your country's safety net is a scam, you stop trusting the government, you stop trusting the laws, and eventually you stop trusting your neighbors.
Wow. That is chilling. But I keep thinking about Mickey's mom. She is a really smart, capable woman who has run a household for decades.
Right.
Why does this Trojan horse formula work so incredibly well on smart people?
Because it exploits the biological hardware of our brains. Cognitive psychologists call it the illusory truth effect.
Illusory truth effect.
We talked about how the brain verifies the 10% truth and lets the whole lie in. But it actually goes deeper than that. Reading complex legal statutes about insurance thresholds and payout phases that requires immense cognitive energy.
It's exhausting. I mean, reading government paperwork puts me right to sleep.
Exactly. Executive function takes a lot of work. And the brain is fundamentally lazy, right?
Yeah.
Wants to conserve energy.
Hopefully.
So disinformation offers what psychologists call uncertainty reduction. It takes a complex, nuanced, boring legal reality and just replaces it with a simple, black and white, highly dramatic answer.
Like, you didn't get the money because the government is evil.
Exactly. It's a very satisfying, easy narrative for a tired brain to digest.
But she wasn't just digesting it, though. I mean, she was shaking with rage. She was having a profound physical reaction.
Because these rumors are always wrapped in a deep sense of deprivation and fear. Like, they are stealing your life savings.
Right. That hits close to home.
It triggers the amygdala, which is the brain's evolutionary threat detection center. When your amygdala is hijacked by fear or anger, it essentially sounds a biological alarm that just shuts down the prefrontal cortex.
And the prefrontal cortex is?
The part of your brain responsible for logic, nuance, and fact-checking.
So you're saying when she's pounding the coffee table, she is quite literally biologically incapable of fact-checking in that moment.
Completely incapable. When you are that angry, your evolutionary urge to warn your tribe to hit that share button on Byline completely overrides your executive function.
Okay, so knowing all of this, knowing that our relatives are quite literally experiencing a biological hijacking, how do we actually talk them off the ledge?
Carefully. Very carefully.
Because, I mean, if I go into a family dinner when my mom is in full amygdala hijack mode, do I just say, hey, Mom, you're wrong. You're actually guaranteed a $105,000 payout? Because dropping raw numbers right then feels like it would just start a war.
Oh, dropping raw facts when someone's amygdala is firing will absolutely start a war.
Yeah.
If you attack their reality, they will just entrench themselves deeper. You need a specific framework to bypass the defenses.
Okay, hit me with it.
We call it the empathy protocol. It's a 3-step process. Empathize, verify, and update.
Okay, I love a good protocol. Step 1 is empathize. So I have to de-escalate before I can educate.
Exactly.
I can't start with the health ministry statutes. I have to start by aligning with her emotion. So I'd say something like, Mom, I totally get why you're so angry. Honestly, if I thought my entire lifetime of savings was being secretly confiscated by the state, I would be furious too.
That is perfect. Notice what you did there. You validated the emotion without validating the false information. You made her feel heard.
Right, because her fear is real, even if the facts aren't.
Exactly. And once the amygdala calms down, you move to step 2. Verify. This is where you gently drop the actual data.
Okay, so this is where I bring up the actual numbers, but like gently. I'd say, but I was so worried about this, I looked into the actual law, and it turns out that was an extreme edge case. Legally, if someone passes away before 65, the government actually guarantees a $105,515 funeral benefit and a monthly pension.
Spot on.
Right.
You anchor them with concrete numbers to dispel the $0 myth, and then you hit them with step 3, update.
Bringing in the May 19 fix.
Yes.
I'd say because of that one guy's case blowing up on D-Card, the government actually listened and fixed the system on May 19. It's all automated now, and no one's money is getting stuck anymore.
And by doing that, you're showing them that the democratic system, while flawed, actually works and responds to criticism. It completely removes the existential threat.
This is so empowering. But, you know, to prevent the next family meltdown, we can't just play whack-a-mole with every single rumor.
No, you'd exhaust yourself.
We need to equip our sip-and-talkers with a permanent defense system, a way to spot the Trojan horse before it enters the gates. So let's talk about the Information Detox Radar 6.
6 specific red flags to detect a cognitive warfare trap. Let's actually apply the radar to that exact line message Mickey's mom received.
Perfect. Radar number 1 is it too outrageous? Does the conclusion defy basic common sense?
Right.
When I look at that line message, it claims the government is openly, legally stealing everyone's money in broad daylight with zero pushback from the entire country. That defies common sense.
It's designed to shock you into clicking, not to inform you.
Exactly.
So radar number 2, partisan targeting. Did the message read like a critique of an administrative blind spot, or was it aimed at the complete character assassination of a specific political group?
In this case, it was pure character assassination. It wasn't about the policy at all. It was about branding a group as evil.
Yep. Radar number 3, public targeting. This is when they exploit these specific vulnerabilities of a certain demographic.
And this message was a precision-guided missile aimed straight at elderly people who are naturally anxious about their retirement funds disappearing.
It's cruel, but it's effective. Radar number 4. Who benefits, or cui bono? We talked about this. If the public completely loses trust in the pension system and starts panicking, who is laughing overseas?
Right. Disinformation is rarely just domestic complaining. It often serves a foreign strategic interest to see a society tear itself apart over a bureaucratic glitch.
Absolutely.
Radar number 5, fanning the flames. When Mickey's mom finished reading that post, did she learn a single constructive fact about the active insurance phase versus the payout phase?
I'm going to guess no.
No, she was just vibrating with pure rage and wanted to yell at someone. That is textbook emotional fanning.
And finally, radar number 6. One-sided narratives, the perfect information cocoon. That message completely hid the opposing viewpoint, the legal context of the 65-year threshold, and completely erased the May 19 policy update.
It painted a picture that was entirely black and white when reality is always, always nuanced.
Always.
So, Sip&Talkers, if a message hits even 1 or 2 of these radars, just put the phone down. Don't hit share.
Now, this raises a really important point. Using this radar doesn't mean you should blindly trust everything the government does.
Oh, absolutely not.
Administrations make mistakes.
Right.
Policies have massive blind spots like we just saw with the transition phase. The radar is about maintaining your independent right to be skeptical.
Right.
It's about ensuring your brain isn't being colonized by propaganda that is just masquerading as a grassroots grievance.
You know, talking through all the cognitive science and the amygdala hijacking it really shifts how you look at the people sharing this stuff.
It really does.
It's so easy to roll our eyes and get frustrated with elders who forward fake news in the family chat, but we really shouldn't blame or judge them.
We really shouldn't.
Because their panic comes from a very pure, primal instinct. They just want to protect their family's livelihoods. When they hit share, they genuinely think they are sounding the alarm to keep us safe.
That's a vital perspective.
Okay.
And laying out the concrete facts, the legal statutes, and the May 19 policy update, it isn't about defending a specific political party or administration.
No, not at all.
Democratic systems have bugs. They have incredibly frustrating administrative flaws. And as citizens, we absolutely should criticize those flaws loudly.
We have to hold them accountable, otherwise the bugs never get fixed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we cannot allow malicious external forces to weaponize those everyday bureaucratic bugs to destroy our trust in each other. We can't let them convince us that the entire gym is a massive scam just because the transition software broke for a day.
I love that analogy so much. And that is exactly our mission here at Sip&Talk. Our goal is always to shine a bright spotlight of facts and data right through the fog of all this information overload. We want to empower you with the gentle but incredibly sharp power of independent thinking.
So if you have family members who are anxious about this pension rumor, or any rumor for that matter, please share this conversation with them. Walk them through the empathy protocol. Give them some peace of mind.
Yes. And Sip&Talkers, we want to hear from you. What other wild group chat rumors are circulating in your family threads? What's leaving you confused or angry or just scratching your head? Send them in to us, and we will dismantle them piece by piece next time.
And before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought to mull over. We spent a lot of time today talking about how malicious actors use the 10% truth to bypass our mental defenses.
Yeah.
But as AI gets better and better at generating fake documents, fake audio, and fake news articles, how long until that 10% truth becomes completely indistinguishable from the 90% lie?
Oh, man.
How long until the Trojan horse is just completely invisible? It's something we all need to start preparing for.
That is a terrifying but very necessary question. Keep your radars up, everyone. Oh, and a huge special shout out. Please go subscribe to our friend Mickey's YouTube channel, Mickey to Life.
Highly recommend.
He has some incredible new travel vlogs up, and frankly, after dealing with international cognitive warfare and family political meltdowns, the guy deserves some views on his vacation footage. Keep your prefrontal cortex engaged, approach those family group chats with empathy, and we will see you next time on Sip&Talk.